Whispers in the Shadows. Episode 8, The Fractured Veil. A soft hum rises, joined by a faint wind. Whispers twist into fragmented voices as footsteps echo faintly on a creaking wooden floor. Maya stood at the bottom of the staircase, staring at the shadowed landing above. Her mother's voice had sounded so familiar, but something about it was wrong, warped, like a recording played at the wrong speed. "Maya?" The voice called again, softer this time, but tinged with an unnatural undertone. Caleb stepped beside her, his face pale but determined. "Are you sure it's her?" he whispered, gripping the leather-bound book tightly. Maya shook her head. "No, but if it's not, I need to know what it is." The shadows along the walls seemed to shift as they climbed the stairs. Each creak of the wood beneath their feet felt amplified, echoing in the tense silence. At the top, Maya hesitated, her hand hovering over the doorknob to her mother's room. "You don't have to do this alone," Caleb said. She nodded, taking a deep breath before pushing the door open. The room was bathed in an otherworldly glow, with flickers of iridescent light and deep shadows stretching unnaturally across the walls. Her mother sat on the bed, facing the window, her back to Maya. "Mom?" Maya whispered, her voice trembling. The figure turned slowly, and Maya's breath caught. It was her mother, but her face was slightly wrong. Her eyes glimmered with the same iridescence as the light outside, and her expression seemed frozen, like a mask. "Maya," the figure said, its voice layered with something darker, "you've come back to me." Maya took a step closer, her hand outstretched. "Mom, what happened to you?" The figure tilted its head, its expression twisting unnaturally. "I've been waiting for you, waiting for this moment." Caleb stepped forward, holding the book between them like a shield. "That's not her, Maya, it's something else." The figure's gaze snapped to Caleb, and its smile widened unnaturally. The outsider. Always meddling, always afraid. Before Caleb could respond, the figure lunged forward with inhuman speed, its hand stretching into a claw of shadow and light. Caleb barely dodged, tumbling to the floor as the book slipped from his grasp. "Maya, run," he shouted, scrambling for the book. But Maya didn't move. She stood frozen, staring at the creature that wore her mother's face. It stopped mid-stride, turning back to her with an eerie calmness. "You're part of this now, Maya," it said, its voice shifting between her mother's and something guttural. "The veil chose you. You can't run from it." The room darkened, the walls dissolving into swirling shadows. Maya blinked, and suddenly she was standing in the void again, the monolith from the veil towering before her. "No," she screamed, clutching her head, "this isn't real." The Watcher's voice boomed from the darkness. "Reality is malleable, child. The veil is fractured, and so are you." Caleb's voice echoed faintly. "Maya, focus. You're still here. Fight it." Maya dropped to her knees, the weight of the veil pressing down on her. Her wrists began to glow again, the symbols searing into her skin. "You can't fight it," the Watcher said, its form emerging from the shadows. "The veil is part of you now. Let it guide you." Maya clenched her fists, her breathing ragged. "You keep saying I'm part of the veil, but you never say why. What am I?" The Watcher paused, its glowing eyes narrowing. "You're the bridge, the tether between worlds. You were created for this purpose." Suddenly, Maya felt a hand on her shoulder. She turned to see Caleb, his face pale but resolute. "You're stronger than this, Maya. Don't let it control you." The monolith pulsed, and the void quaked. The Watcher loomed closer, its voice growing more insistent. "He doesn't understand. You can't deny your destiny." Maya looked between Caleb and the Watcher, the weight of her choice pressing down on her again. "I'm not a pawn," she said, standing. Her wrists burned, but she ignored the pain. "If I'm the bridge, then I decide what's built." The Watcher tilted its head, bold, but foolish. The monolith cracked, spilling streams of light and shadow. Maya felt her connection to it growing stronger, the symbols on her wrist pulsing in time with the fractures. "Maya, whatever you're doing, hurry!" Caleb yelled as the ground beneath them began to crumble. Maya closed her eyes, focusing on the marks, the whispers, the overwhelming hum of the veil. She reached out, her hands glowing with the same iridescent energy as the monolith. "You said I'm the tether," she said, her voice steady, "so I'll rewrite the rules." The light and shadow surged, swirling around her as she channeled the energy. The Watcher roared, its form unraveling in the chaos. A deafening crack, followed by silence. Then, faint whispers returned, distant and subdued. Maya opened her eyes to find herself back in the room, Caleb at her side. The shadows had retreated, and the glow had faded. Her mother's bed was empty, the figure gone. "Did it work?" Caleb asked, his voice hoarse. Maya looked at her wrists. The marks were still there, but they felt different. Lighter. "For now," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "But the veil isn't done with us." Fades to silence, leaving only the faint hum of the veil. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Stay tuned for episode 9 as the cracks in reality deepen and Maya uncovers the true cost of defying her fate.